Hi guys, it's Laela and Kaylee with Blackberry and Pine. Today we are back with week 3 of the Christmas series special.
We're going to be showing you guys how we created these beautiful gifts, all nice and wrapped. We're gonna walk you through everything from how we decide to wrap the boxes to how we made this really pretty gingham bow. All right, so we've got our box here. And this is the most important part, in my opinion, is measuring your paper so that it goes all the way around the box, because the worst thing, you guys, that could possibly happen is you have your nice, expensive wrapping paper and you cut it and then you try to wrap it around the box and you have a big ugly gap that shows the Amazon packaging label. Nobody wants that, so just, you gotta measure your paper. So, hold up, is it? Wait. I just made the mistake I told you guys not to make. Don't let this happen. Kind of a duh, but always tape the paper to the box so that the paper doesn't slide around. And I always make sure the paper is super tight around the box, because if it's not, you get bubbles and then you have to squish them and then it's a crinkle in the pretty gift, and that's just stuff. Better to have too much than too little. Use it for stocking stuffers, the excess. Okay. Now that it's nice and tight, no bubbles, no crinkles, I am taping it like this. Okay, now we have the excess folding part. So what I'm going to do, just because if you look at this box, it only is that long and our sides are longer than the box actually is. So I just cut into it a little bit, I just make a little slit, and then I cut all the way around to make it a little bit shorter. It doesn't have to be pretty. You're gonna fold it. Trust the process. Trust it. Okay, so now what I do is I've got my box and I make sure it's really tight, and I just come in on these sides and I crease it. So I make sure that I create a little triangle right here, and then I crease it, and I crease it pretty hard so that it doesn't slip. Like I said earlier, you don't want your paper sliding around. And I do the same thing with the other side. I make sure that the paper comes all the way up to the top of the box, and crease it, and do the same thing to the other side. Alright, so now I have the bottom done. I'm going to finish the top. Just making that even. And if you have, this happens to me almost every time I wrap a gift. I always have an edge that's, sticking out. Just fold it in on itself. Bam, gone. And then the other side is always easier.
Okay, so next we're going to make the ribbon to go on top of the present. We're going to fold it over 8 to 12 times, probably good. We're going to do 12 just because the ribbon's pretty long. But you'll just take the ribbon, find, about 6 inches or so, fold it over, and then make sure it's nice and tight, and just keep on folding. Okay, so after the ribbon is all folded, just make sure it's nice and tight, and we're going to take scissors and cut off a little bit of each of the 4 corners. Okay, so the next step is making sure these 2 sides align and finding the middle. So in our case, we did 6 folds. So you're gonna have, or we did 12 folds. So we're gonna have 6 on each side. And then we're just gonna kind of separate it and bring these 2 sides together. So the cut marks are gonna now go into the middle.
So now we're gonna take a separate piece of ribbon and you're gonna wrap it around this middle part where everything is together, and you can just tie around it. Just tie around it, and you can have excess. We'll like cut it off later. You could even like if it doesn't feel super secure, you can double do it, and there's just like, this is the center, so this will be nice and good. So
what she's doing here is she's just taking every other one, and since the ribbon is wired, she's bending it up a little bit and then taking the ones on either side and kind of putting them farther up, for the gaps, so that some of them are up more and some of them are down more, so it creates more of like dimension.
the bow is pretty much done. We're just prettying up the edges of all of the loose ends. And that's like part of what makes this really cool, is that if you do have loops that come loose, they just come out, and then they create like a really yeah, it just looks like kind of like messy, but like really cute.
It's like a messy bun in real life.
Yes.
So to secure the bow, you have one of two options. You can either A, take some more ribbon and wrap it around the box, and then we'll just tie it into the box, which is what we're doing. Or you could just take tape and stick it under the bow and put it on the present.
So now we're completely done, and I'm just kind of refluffing these now that they've gotten a little bit unfluffed. So we are about to start the second present that we're wrapping, and all the same rules apply. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I have my twine cut, and I'm going for a look where it's wrapped around once, and then I'm gonna do 3 separate, like wrapping around this way, and then they'll all get bunched together. So it has kind of like an angel hourglass look. Okay, so now I have the twine how I want it this way, but I didn't have enough to make a bow, so I'm just gonna cut another small piece and wrap the bow around it, because I always like to have a bow. It's like the finishing touch. Isn't that cute? This looks really good. I wish I had a present in it. I really like the look of foliage on presents, and so literally went into her backyard and cut a little tiny thing off of a cedar tree that was near the fence. And so I have like a little stem at the top, and I want to slip it under here. Bam, it holds. I didn't even have to, I just tucked it under there. Alright guys, so this is the completed look for our Christmas gifts that we wrapped.
If this inspires you guys and you guys make presents similar to ours, make sure to post a picture and tag us on Instagram or Facebook. This is from our home to yours with Laela and Kaylee. Good job. You're guaranteed nothing.
But the process is a process. Like, that is probably true of everybody. Don't be afraid of the process.
I need it to be really long. Okay. Laela.
Oh, sorry.
It's hard.